This your boy EC22 of the Fairweather Fan Channel. I know this is sports, but once again, we talked about the Chris Rock, Will Smith incident early in the early video, and I gave my reason why, but it's just fun things to talk about. And now since Chris Rock has finally opened up, come out of his shell and talked about it, why not talk about it here, all right? So here's my thoughts. Number one, let's jump right in. We already talked about my opinion about two black men coming at it, especially in that type of setting. I wish it would have happened. You know, I do believe there was a line that you can't cross when it comes down to your comics and jokes and stuff like that. But in those circumstances, do you up the ante and put your hands on somebody in a situation like that? With that being said, let me dive right into Chris Rock's comment. First of all, he made a comment talking about how he wasn't going to play the victim.
But I'm not a victim, baby. You will never see me on Oprah or Gail crying. You will never see it. Never gonna happen. I couldn't believe it, and I love Men in Black. No.
Agree to disagree on that one. I think you are playing the victim. I think you this particular special. I think you're very hurt. I think you're speaking your hurt, which is fine. I get it. You got slapped, bro. I guess you definitely have the right to have emotion, but don't hide them. Don't act like you don't have emotions when you do. That's what it is, all right? The second thing that I want to talk about when it comes down to the comedy special is that, you know, we're still dealing with the issue of how we would treat black women.
Chris Rock ultimately said that he didn't hit him back because he has parents who raised him not to fight, quote, in front of white people.
I got parents. That's why. Because I was raised. And you know what my parents taught me? Don't fight in front of white people.
And this was part of the conversation surrounding that, guys, and critics pointing out, look, if fighting in front of this audience is off limits, then joking at the expense of black women, calling a black woman out of her name should also be. So
preach. Yeah, that part. I mean,
I don't know what Jada did. Jada made a suggestion that you boycott the Oscars because there wasn't a lot of representation, primarily Will, who should have been nominated for concussion, and you chose not to, which is your prerogative, and you get up there and you have your 2 cents to say about it. She made a suggestion, you responded, end of the story. But then you turn around and furthermore, in this last year's Oscars, and you made something, like what did she do since then? Did she say something else to you? Are you guys having personal conflict behind the scenes? You yourself said that you and Will Smith are cool, y'all boys, you wanted to support him and everything that he was doing, doing the whole red table talk situation. But then, I don't know where the beef came. She made a comment and responded. You said she instigated the situation with you and Will. She may have instigated her comment at the Oscars, but not the comment at the years ago Oscar, but not her comment at last year's Oscar. I don't see where she instigated that, but that's that. I want to address the whole red table talk situation. Just because they were having marital problems and they chose that platform, social media, to talk about their marital problems, because they do live their life in the public eye and they don't want nobody to have their own opinion. They want people to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. That don't mean it's open season into talking about that situation. That don't mean that Will Smith can't love his wife and get emotional when somebody comes at her. If a man cheats on his woman and she forgives him, and then he is turning around laying in the middle of the street having a heart attack, you trying to say that she can't call 911 because he cheated on her? Why is she getting so emotional? He having a heart attack. Why she getting emotional? He cheated on her. That makes absolutely no sense. Because that's what you're saying with Will Smith. His woman's getting attacked on stage in front of millions of people, and he's supposed to sit back and like, oh, well, you know what? What's the word they use? She did have an entanglement. So because she had an entanglement, I'm gonna let this man bash my wife in front of millions of people. That don't make no sense, people. None at all. I'm not saying his action was right, but people need to stop saying that, oh, because she did what she did, he don't have the right to defend her. That's stupid. Anyway, move on from that. Hopefully, y'all, we can leave this all alone. And I love what Marlon Wayne said.
That now, if I had it my way, I would pull the three of them into the principal's office and go, we have to stop this.
Here's another situation about this comment in his rant I didn't like. What did Meghan Markle do to you, Chris Rock?
What that he went through was not racism. It was just some in-law. Sometimes it's just some in-law. Cause she's complaining. I'm like, what the you talking about?
Oprah, they're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby was gonna be. They're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby's gonna be. I'm like, that's not racist.
The woman gets on with Oprah and talks about her struggles with living with the royals. And she made some very candid accusations about the royals, and obviously the royals had their opinion about it, whatever. But there's a point where there's things you don't touch. Meghan Markle was a royal, and is a royal in her right. First black African-American royal. She broke down some lines that none of us would expect. And she paying the ultimate price for it. And you get on there in front of millions of people and say what you said, that it wasn't racism. It's safe to say that since America pretty much started from that country, all right, and since America still deals with racism, it's safe to say that there's racism in the UK. I think it's safe to say that. So to say that it wasn't racism, to say that she's lying, and I know this was a joke, and I know this was an exaggeration, but at the end of the day, come on now, bro. There's a lot of people you could have came at. You used Meghan Markle. What did she do to you? She has already hard enough dealing with what she's dealing with, and then here you come. So who instigated this situation? Was it her or was it you? Since you talk about somebody instigating something, you gave your justification with Jada because she instigated and you started and you finished it. Then what's the situation with Meghan Markle? I don't understand it. Your logic is off. So I'm cool with the Will and Jada Smith. Just don't call our black women B's and H's, okay? Leave that alone. But Meghan didn't do anything, and I know she didn't do anything, bruh. I'm about to say something. Chris Rock, if somebody were to go on national TV, and I'm not just talking about any old Joe, but I'm talking about somebody that's of influence, a politician, a movie star, anybody, somebody that has a voice in America, gets up there, whether they be in public television or where you get a videotape of them saying it somewhere else, saying Chris Rock is a black, ugly ass, somebody white, not black, somebody white, of influence, who hear him say it on television, hear a video later on that they say, you would want this person head on a stick. But I'd be damned if I would come to your defense. Because this woman was treated bad. I know it is her vantage point that I'm rolling with. I don't care what the royals say. I don't care what they say that maybe she was tough to get along with and blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. I'm looking at this black woman saying that she felt some type of way of being there, and her white husband followed her out of that situation and defends her, fighting his own family for her. All right? That's all I'm saying. Are you mad because she married somebody white and not black? Is that an issue? Because what I'm saying is that there is a line you don't cross. Because in America, even though we have freedom of speech, we as black folks know that there is a point that white folks sometimes use that freedom of speech and take it too far. And how dare we turn around and do the same thing? We don't like when white folks make racially insensitive comments. If white comments got out there and used the N-word in all their comments, is it freedom of speech? Hell no, it's not. It's freedom of speech, but we're gonna have something to say about it. If a white rapper get out there and drop the N-word in his lyrics, we're gonna have something to say about it. We're talking about freedom of speech and freedom of expression, right? So if we understand there is a line you don't cross, man, it goes both ways, especially within our culture. You leave our women alone. We need to protect our black women. There are 7-some billion people on this planet, and you come after black women? Chris Rock, that's a problem. That's a very, very problem. I don't like it. I get this coming out talking about Will Smith, but you leave our sisters alone. That's your boy EC. I'm your boy EC22, and I'm out.